Modern trucks have so many sensors that if you just look at them funny, they go into emergency mode. The ones on this list, however, only know hard work. Today, true freedom means not having to visit the mechanic every month for electronic failures. We're analyzing 12 pickups built with real steel and over-engineered to last for decades. Stay tuned until number 1, because it's the indestructible tank that keeps working when all the others are already scrap. Let's get started. Number 12. Nissan Frontier. When we talk about the Nissan Frontier, specifically its 22 and 40 platforms, we're referring to one of the most honest work tools money can buy. This truck is the perfect example of why you don't need to reinvent the wheel to have an eternal vehicle. In many markets, it's simply known as the truck that never stops. Its longevity lies in a design that prioritizes mechanical accessibility and material durability above everything else. Analysis of the iron block. At the heart of the most reliable Frontier models is the KA24 4-cylinder engine, or the robust VQ 46-cylinder. The KA24 is a legend in its own right. With a cast iron block and a timing chain designed to last the life of the vehicle, this engine is practically bulletproof. It's not the most powerful or the quietest engine, but it can operate under neglectful maintenance and keep going. On the other hand, the VQ40 is the evolution toward power without sacrificing toughness. It has an internal design so balanced that vibrations are minimal, reducing wear on mounts and peripheral components. Both engines share a vital feature. They have spacious engine bays, which makes maintenance much easier. You don't have to disassemble half the truck to change a spark plug or a belt, something mechanics appreciate and owners notice in their wallets. The simplicity of its electrical system. Unlike modern trucks, where a failure in a tire pressure sensor can put the vehicle in emergency mode, these generations of the Frontier use a basic, straightforward electrical system. There are no complex control modules running every minor function. Switches are physical, relays are standard and easy to replace, and the wiring is protected in a way that seems designed to withstand floods and mud. This simplicity is a blessing for those living far from specialized service centers. In a Frontier, if something fails, it's usually a mechanical component you can see and touch, not a phantom software error that requires a diagnostic computer worth thousands of dollars to reset. Why it's the queen of farms in Asia and Latin America. Travel to rural areas from Thailand to the Andes or the farms of Australia, and you'll see the Frontier remains the undisputed queen. Farmers and miners choose it because they know that when you're 100 kilometers from the nearest town, you need a vehicle that won't leave you stranded due to a faulty sensor. Its ladder frame chassis is incredibly rigid, allowing loads far beyond what the owner's manual states without the structure bending. It's a truck that takes abuse and returns years of faithful service. This is the kind of vehicle you buy not for status, but for peace of mind, knowing it will always start in the morning. Number 11, Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Sierra. Now we move to the American heavyweights with General Motors' golden duo, the Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Sierra, equipped with Vortec family engines. For decades, these trucks have been the backbone of the workforce in North America, and there's a very clear reason why. Their engines are among the best ever designed. The legacy of the small block. The concept of Chevrolet's small block engine is one of the most important engineering achievements of the 20th century. When General Motors introduced the 4.8-liter and 5.3-liter Vortec engines, they refined decades of experience into a package of astonishing reliability. These engines are famous for reaching 300,000 to 400,000 miles without needing a major rebuild. The beauty of the small block lies in its internal efficiency and the fact that its components are oversized for the power they deliver. This means the engine is never pushed to its limits, reducing stress on the metal parts. Why the pushrod system is superior for longevity. While almost all manufacturers move toward overhead camshafts with long chains and complex variable timing systems, Chevrolet remained faithful to the pushrod system for a long time. Some may call it old technology, but for the buyer seeking durability, it's a competitive advantage. Fewer moving parts in the valve train means fewer things can fail. There are no plastic chain guides to break, no hydraulic tensioners to fail and cause internal catastrophe. It's a simple, straightforward design, extremely resistant to the passage of time. If you want an engine that doesn't require costly interventions mid-life, the pushrod architecture is your best ally. Analysis of the 4L60E transmission and how to make it last forever. The automatic transmission in these trucks has been much discussed. While some critics claim it's a weak point, the truth is that with proper maintenance, it can last as long as the engine. The secret to making a 4L60E transmission last forever is heat management. These transmissions struggle when towing heavy loads without adequate cooling. Adding an external oil cooler and changing the fluid every 50,000 kilometers transforms this transmission into a heavy-duty unit that will rarely give you problems. It's a gearbox any shop on the continent knows how to repair, and replacement parts cost a fraction of what it would take to fix a modern 8 or 10-speed transmission. Number 10. Mazda B-Series. The Mazda B-Series is often the forgotten gem on lists of tough pickups, but that's a serious mistake. This is a vehicle that combines the best of two worlds, American ruggedness and Japanese precision. The Ford connection with a Japanese soul. For many years, the Mazda B-Series shared a platform with the famous Ford Ranger, but with Mazda-specific engineering touches that made it special. While the American versions sometimes suffered from mediocre interior finishes or minor electrical issues, units produced under Mazda's supervision maintained strict quality control. Mazda's 2.2-liter and 2.6-liter engines are known for their smooth operation and resistance to internal wear. It's a truck that feels solid the moment you close the door and retains that feeling even after 10 years of daily use, under harsh conditions. Thermal resistance and simplicity of early carburation and fuel injection. What makes the B-Series a fantastic choice for longevity is its heat management. Mazda designed cooling systems that are disproportionately large for the engine size, ensuring that even on the hottest summer days or steep inclines, temperatures stay within the optimal range. Additionally, the fuel injection systems of the early generations are astonishingly simple. They don't require ultra-sensitive oxygen sensors or complex evaporative emission systems, which are often the headache of modern vehicles. It's pure, straightforward mechanics that you can understand with a basic manual and a standard set of tools. In a world that's increasingly digital, the Mazda B-Series reminds us that analog excellence is the shortest path to eternal reliability. Number 9. Ford F-150. The Ford F-150 is the best-selling vehicle in North America for a reason, but not all of its models are created equal. If we're looking for the pinnacle of reliability before electronics and lightweight materials complicated the equation, we have to focus on the generation from 2011 to 2014. This period represents a sweet spot in Ford's engineering, where classic concepts were refined with modern manufacturing. Why the 5.0-liter is Ford's last bastion before the EcoBoost era. The 5.0-liter Coyote engine is a masterpiece of V8 engineering. While Ford was aggressively pushing its turbocharged EcoBoost engines, the Coyote remained the choice for purists who understand that natural aspiration equals longevity. Without relying on turbochargers that generate extreme heat and massive internal pressures, the 5.0-liter operates much more relaxed. Its dual overhead cam design with variable timing is robust and built to forgive even if the owner is a little late with oil changes. The engine delivers power linearly and consistently, without the heat spikes that typically shorten the lifespan of seals and gaskets in smaller, high-strung engines. Essentially, the Coyote is the heir to all of Ford's knowledge in large displacement engines, adapted to be efficient, but above all, eternal. High-strength steel chassis versus later aluminum. A point of intense debate among enthusiasts is Ford's later transition to aluminum bodies. However, the 2011 to 2014 models use a high-strength steel chassis and traditional steel body. For heavy-duty fieldwork, this is a structural advantage. Steel has torsional strength and impact resistance that feels different in daily driving. The truck feels substantial because it is solid. In case of dents or damage from farm work, repairing steel is far simpler and cheaper than aluminum. Additionally, the extra weight of steel aids rear-wheel traction when the bed is empty, providing stability that many drivers prefer over modern lightness. This is the last F-150 that feels like a true iron workhorse before becoming a lightweight tech gadget. Number 8. Mitsubishi L200 or Triton. If there's a pickup that has been tested in the harshest environments on the planet, from the jungles of Southeast Asia to the deepest mines of the Andes, it's the Mitsubishi L200, also known as the Triton. Mitsubishi doesn't make trucks to look pretty in a shopping mall. They make them to survive where others simply fall apart. Diesel engine engineering for mining. The 4D56 and the later 4M41 engines are legends in the diesel world. The 4D56 is a design that has been in production for over 3 decades, meaning every minor flaw it once had was long ago corrected. It's a 4-cylinder engine with incredible thermal capacity. In mining operations, these trucks spend hours idling under extreme heat with air filters clogged with dust. Mitsubishi's engineering uses oversized cooling channels and forced lubrication to ensure the turbo and pistons receive fresh oil even on steep side inclines. They're not fast engines, but they deliver constant torque and seem never to tire. The simplicity of the common rail injection system in newer versions has been tuned to tolerate variable diesel quality, a vital feature when working in remote areas. The secret of its easy select drivetrain. The L200's durability isn't just in its engine, it's also in its power transfer system. The Easy Select system is a gem of analog mechanics. While other manufacturers switch to transfer cases controlled by electric actuators that often fail in moisture or mud, Mitsubishi long maintained physical levers or highly robust pneumatic systems. This allows the driver to switch from 2WD to 4WD with the certainty that the gears will always engage. There are no sensors to confirm positions and no software to block operation. It's a reliable mechanical connection that gives confidence you can get out of muddy terrain without relying on a blown fuse or a corroded wire. This is why heavy infrastructure companies buy entire fleets of these trucks. They know maintenance costs will be minimal compared to uptime. Number 7. Toyota T100. To understand the legend of the Toyota Tundra, we first need to talk about the Toyota T100. This truck was Toyota's first serious attempt to enter the full-size pickup market in the United States in the early 1990s. While it wasn't the commercial success they hoped for, mechanically it turned out to be one of the Japanese brand's finest creations. Toyota's experiment for the American market. When Toyota designed the T100, they weren't sure how much load Americans would want to carry, so they did what they do best. They over-engineered every component. The T100 was entirely built in Japan, unlike later trucks that were assembled in the US, meaning the quality control standards were the highest the company could offer at the time. They used light-duty truck components in a mid-size pickup. The result was a vehicle with assembly quality approaching perfection. The body panels, chassis, and suspension components felt as if they were carved from a single block of metal. Why it's considered too strong for its own? Good. Many mechanics and brand experts consider the T100 the best truck Toyota has ever made in terms of pure durability. Its 3.4-liter V6 engine, known as the 5VZ-FE, is famous for being virtually indestructible. It's a non-destructive interference engine that can surpass 700,000 kilometers with only basic maintenance of belts and oil. The T100's chassis is so rigid that even after 30 years of use, it's rare to find cracks or metal fatigue. It was built with such a wide safety margin that it simply doesn't wear down at the normal rate of other vehicles. In fact, many T100 owners refuse to sell them because they know no modern truck, no matter how powerful, will give them that sense of mechanical invulnerability. It's the forgotten ancestor that set the rules for what we now know as Toyota's legendary reliability. Number 6. Dodge Ram. When we talk about the late 1980s and 1990s Dodge Ram, we're not just talking about an ordinary pickup truck. We're talking about a chassis designed by Chrysler that had the fortune of housing one of the most reliable engines ever created by mankind, the 5.9-liter Cummins diesel. The tractor engine in a consumer pickup. The genius of this combination was that Dodge didn't try to build a light-duty diesel for their truck. Instead, they went straight to Cummins and used an engine originally designed for agricultural machinery and industrial generators. The inline 6 is a cast-iron unit with an exceptionally long piston stroke, allowing it to produce massive torque at extremely low RPMs. While other engines struggle under high rev stress, the Cummins B-Series is barely breaking a sweat. It has no timing chain or belt, only a cascade of steel gears that practically never fail. This tractor-style engine architecture is what allows these trucks to surpass 1 million kilometers with minimal preventive maintenance. Analysis of the PE71 mechanical injection pump, the crown jewel. Within the evolution of this engine, there's one component enthusiasts hunt for like treasure, the Bosch PE71 mechanical injection pump, found in the 12-valve models from 1994 to 1998. Unlike modern computer-controlled systems, this pump is entirely mechanical. It's lubricated by the engine oil itself, making it incredibly resistant to variations in fuel quality. It can deliver consistent pressure for decades without a single electronic failure. It's this piece of German engineering that makes many consider these years the pinnacle of diesel reliability worldwide. How the Dodge chassis handles massive diesel torque. Putting an engine with so much torque into a pickup required Dodge to reinforce its frames with thicker steel sections and additional crossmembers. The torque of a Cummins could twist less robust chassis, but the 2500 and 3500 series of that era used large Dana solid axles, known for their heavy-duty durability. While the Dodge cabin interior could be simple and sometimes rustic, what truly matters is the vehicle's backbone, built to withstand abuse on construction sites and ranches without yielding to metal fatigue. Number 5. Isuzu D-Max, or KB Series. Isuzu is a brand that often goes unnoticed by the general consumer, but it's a silent giant in the world of industrial transportation. Their D-Max model is the result of decades of refinement in commercial vehicles. Why Isuzu is the world's leading commercial engine manufacturer. Isuzu not only produces engines for its own trucks, but also supplies diesel engines for medium-duty trucks, boats, and heavy machinery worldwide. This commercial-grade mindset is directly reflected in the D-Max. The 3.0-liter Ford JJ1 engine is the heart of this legend. Unlike other manufacturers that chase maximum power, Isuzu prioritizes thermal stability and internal component durability. It's an engine designed to operate at 100% of its capacity throughout its lifetime without overheating. Durability of the pistons and high-pressure injection system. The secret of the Ford JJ1 lies in its ceramic-coated pistons and its injection system, calibrated for longevity. Isuzu engineers use a double-roller timing chain and an extremely rigid cylinder block to minimize vibrations. Even the high-pressure injection system is built with tolerances that allow the engine to continue running efficiently even after hundreds of thousands of kilometers. It's common to see these trucks in utility fleets, where they're required to operate 24/7 and downtime for repairs is simply not an option. Number 4. Toyota Tacoma. The Toyota Tacoma isn't just a pickup, it's a financial phenomenon. Its reputation is so solid that it has created a value bubble that defies the rules of the automotive market. The resale value phenomenon. It's possible to buy a Tacoma, use it for 5 years, and sell it for almost the same price you paid. This resale value isn't marketing. It's the result of blind consumer trust in the engineering of the first and second generations. The 2RZ and 3RZ four-cylinder engines are legends of simplicity. With iron blocks and well-designed aluminum heads, these engines defined what it means to be an indestructible mid-size pickup. Later, the 1GR-FE 4.0-liter six-cylinder engine continued this legacy, offering the perfect balance of power and an internal architecture that forgives rough usage. Documented cases of 500,000 miles. Without opening the engine, there are public records and entire owner communities who have surpassed 800,000 kilometers without major drivetrain repairs. Tacomas from these generations avoided unnecessary complications. Their electrical systems were basic but reliable, and their rear leaf spring suspension was rated to handle more weight than officially stated in the specs. It's the truck chosen by adventurers crossing deserts and workers who need their tool to start every morning without fail. The Tacoma proved that you don't need to be the biggest or the most powerful to be the best. You just need to be the one that never stops. Number 3. Ford F-25 and F-35. If there's an engine that put Ford on the map for extreme durability in the heavy-duty pickup sector, it's undoubtedly the 7.3-liter Power Stroke. This engine wasn't entirely designed in-house by Ford. It was a masterful collaboration with Navistar International, a company dedicated exclusively to manufacturing trucks and industrial engines. Ford's most reliable diesel engine ever, built by Navistar. The 7.3-liter is a V8 giant that prioritizes low compression and mechanical toughness over speed. Unlike modern engines that are pushed to the limit to meet environmental regulations, this engine breathes easily. It uses an electro-hydraulic unit injection system, HEUI, which, although complex in concept, proved incredibly reliable in real-world use. These units are commonly found in Super Duty series trucks, surpassing 500,000 to 600,000 miles with their original internal components. It's an engine that sounds like a rhythmic hammer and conveys a sense of inexhaustible power. Why later 6.0-liter and 6.4-liter models failed, where this one triumphed? The decline of Ford's diesel pickup reputation began when they tried to replace the 7.3-liter with smaller, more technologically stressed engines like the 6.0-liter and 6.4-liter. These later engines suffered from severe problems with head bolts, faulty EGR systems, and prematurely failing turbos. While the 7.3-liter was a solid iron block capable of running on almost any type of diesel fuel, its successors became delicate and expensive to maintain. This elevated the 7.3-liter to cult status, making it the preferred choice for anyone needing a truck that can tow tons for decades without breaking down. Number 2. Toyota Tundra. The Toyota Tundra entered the US market with the difficult task of convincing a loyal audience of local brands that a Japanese pickup could be just as tough. It succeeded spectacularly, thanks to build quality that bordered on perfection. The case of Victor Shepard's 1 million-mile Tundra. In 2016, automotive enthusiasts were amazed when Victor Shepard, a Toyota customer in Louisiana, turned in his 2007 Tundra with the 5.7-liter V8 after exactly 1 million miles. What's most impressive is that the truck still had its original engine, original transmission, and factory paint. Shepard drove long distances for work, following only Toyota's basic maintenance schedule. There were no major rebuilds or component replacements. Analysis of the components Toyota inspected. After 1 million miles, Toyota was so impressed with the vehicle's condition that they gave Shepard a new Tundra in exchange for his old one, so they could completely disassemble it at their Texas plant. Engineers wanted to understand how it had lasted so long. Upon inspecting the 3UR-FE engine, they found the cylinders still retained the factory machining marks, and bearing wear was minimal. The transmission showed no signs of thermal fatigue, and the chassis was free of structural cracks. This analysis confirmed that Toyota doesn't just manufacture parts, they design complete systems to withstand the passage of time in a way few manufacturers can match. Number 1. Toyota Hilux. We've reached the top spot. The Toyota Hilux is not just a pickup, it's a survival tool that has been tested in the harshest environments on Earth. The truck that Top Gear couldn't destroy, the Hilux's worldwide fame was cemented when the British TV show Top Gear attempted to destroy it in every possible way. They submerged it in the sea during high tide, hit it with a wrecking ball, set it on fire, and finally placed it atop a 7-story apartment building that was demolished with explosives. Rescued from the rubble with only basic tools, the engine started again. This durability isn't a publicity stunt. It's the result of using a closed-section chassis and engines like the 2.2-liter petrol or the 1KD and 2KD diesel engines, famous for their simplicity and resistance to extreme heat. Why it's the standard vehicle for UN missions and conflict zones. From the Sahara Dunes to the jungles of Southeast Asia, the Hilux is the preferred vehicle for both humanitarian organizations and security forces. Its ability to operate in locations without mechanical workshops or original spare parts is legendary. If a Hilux breaks down, it can usually be repaired with basic parts and common sense. Its cooling system is oversized, and its suspension is designed to absorb impacts that would destroy any other pickup in its class. Extreme survival engineering. The Hilux represents the pinnacle of Toyota's philosophy of building vehicles that simply don't stop. It lacks the luxuries of a modern high-end pickup, but offers something far more valuable: the certainty that it will get you to your destination and back, no matter what happens on the road. This is why it earns the #1 spot as the most durable and reliable pickup money can buy.